You are now listening to Musings Behind the Creative. What's your passion?
All that out, what it does, how it does it. And 3D Max, I've been using 3D Max for 20 years plus, right? I know about 25%.
I know, blood. Listen, I thought
Am I wrong?
No, you're not, because you've been using it for 25 years, and I've been using it for what, 5, 6? No, maybe about 10.
Okay.
But the problem with that is that now that I'm in my own practice, how often do you think I get to 3ds Max render and play with? I don't have the time because 3ds Max is too arduous and too long, and I'm already designing concept stuff and my workflow now. Oh God. Anyway, it's just not worth the hassle. My RSI clicked off again on this wrist because before I came to HKS, I was only I modeled everything on trackpad before I came to HKS. HKS got me. I ended up getting this mouse.
Did you not get that one?
Nah.
Louis had that one, the ball one.
Yeah, well, this one's got the ball on it, but yeah, that was my first time using a mouse, and then I had to learn how to, because I veered off to Apple, and my dad was a PC, so I grew up in a Windows environment, but in design I had to figure out whether I wanted to be a PC or a Mac user.
That's your first mistake. Should have gone PC all the way.
Really?
Yeah.
But Steve Jobs just made, the first time I bought an Apple...
It made it sexy. He
didn't.
Sexy.
It wasn't even the fact that he made it sexy. The first time I switched on an Apple, I didn't read the manual. It was just intuitive. Yeah. I just started stroking the bloody trackpad, and it works the way I think as a designer, whereas PC has too many processes that you have to do. Like, for instance, if I want to drag something and move something somewhere, on a Windows, you'd probably have to right-click this, that. On Apple, you just move it.
Yeah. He made it beautiful to work in, but no one was rendering on Apple Macs.
No one cared enough. And the worst thing about it, if they would just...
They were silicon graphics machines, Dassault Systems machines, like I was saying, Pentium P4s back then. And we would render 1,500 pixels. It would take all night to render. And if the client said, we want to change the colour of that chair...
Oh, you press stop right in the middle of your picture.
You just had to stop it, reset it, sleep in the office.
I am dying.
So that's the thing about Unreal Engine. I saw it for the first time, and I knew about Unreal Engine a long time ago. I was into gaming, used to play Doom after work and all that sort of stuff, like everyone else. And I thought, why can't we take an architecture building and put it into... Why is this different? This software is different. Why can't I do that? And then I've clicked, this is all coding. Yeah. This is full gaming coding, and they've got unlimited resources, unlimited power in their computers, and the takeaway from that was they model everything with minimum use of vertices and faces.
Oh gosh! So how though?
Well, now there's this thing in Unreal called Nanite, which can render billions and billions of polygons.
You said nanite, and I just thought Star Trek and nanotechnology, where the crafts can now change. Anyway, that level of stuff.
It's that level of stuff. Now there's this thing. I was at an Unreal thing the other day, and it was showing me the next level. PGAs, procedurally generated assets. So an entire forest painted with a paintbrush. Just like that.
Too sexy.
Done.
Randomizes everything, makes them different height levels.
Cars. Everything that would take forever to do is now generated automatically.
So it's almost like scatter.
Yeah. And it's all randomised, it's all beautiful. The
nerd that had to program that, though.
I mean, that technology was available, but they couldn't do it. Now with Nanite, they can do it with, it's next level.
I think they're probably using quantum, because although I've got this one, I actually, after, is that how long we haven't spoke? I ended up doing a grade 2 listed house last year. But the perk about that was the rendering speed, because so there was 3 of us.
But what did you do it in Unreal?
Oh, no.
Twinocean?
We rendered between V-Ray, 3ds Max. Client didn't necessarily appreciate. Well, it was just like the story you said, right? Where's your rendering engine? Where's your farm? Where's your this? I thought I was going in to work for an architecture studio, right? Got there, it's just me. Nobody else. So we had to employ a whole bunch of, 3 people in total. So I got to run my own practice, and I was so hell-bent on getting it done.
Yeah.
The overtime, the hours of sleepless nights, and I was just like, yeah, this is what Christian and Dan did when they were like leadership position. This is what leadership looks like.
So that's why I decided to step back from it. I only do what I want now. I don't care about anything else. But so your point about you had to make a decision.
Yeah.
About what software to use, how big your computer was going to be, how long your renders had to be, who you going to outsource to.
I invested in a gaming machine. I spent $4,500.
Good.
And
it's a good investment.
Kitted out the computer. So now, you know the bad habit that I used to have all my files open because I'd learned that from the Apple. Even now, my gaming machine. I think when I saw, apparently there's I have 168 tabs open on Google.
Well, you can do that on a big machine, but
plus an additional 91 on a separate tab because I've been working on like 4 or 5 different projects and I don't want to close my research tabs.
Of course. Yeah. Springer a bit, whatever. So the thing I was going to say was that point about having to choose.
Yeah.
Right? So as COVID was approaching and we were all in that, what's going on, what's happening in space, and they said, right, everyone's going to be working from home or we're going to get rid of you or whatever. We all furloughed now. Mm-hmm. And I was there going, just, I literally just got back from Dallas from the 80th birthday celebration. They were just opening LA Rams Stadium, 2-3 of the biggest projects in the world that HKS had just completed. And they were closing us down. And I just managed to get them to spend money on a decent machine, decent machines for the office, which you're nicked, I think, you remember.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So that got nicked. And then everyone who was leadership was getting a good, fast machine. I got one. Yeah. And it had an RTX 5000 card in it, which was what you needed. And I was on the road to getting our office in London, putting all projects through Unreal Engine. It said, no, boom, COVID, you're out of it, furlough. And I went, oh. And then at the same time, you had all this new development in Unreal. You had V-Ray coming out with Vantage, which was their version of an Unreal Engine, real-time software. You had Evermotion, brought one out. You had Enscape, you had Twinmotion, you had Unity, you had all these choices.
D5.
So much of it came out.
Yeah.
And I thought, which one do I go with? I thought, well, I'm going to be a HKS now. It's my career, so I'll stick with the program that I've been learning and mentored from Dallas by Owen Coffey, who was their guy there. Awesome guy, really helped me get a grip of the whole, because it's coding, it's visual scripting, and I'm not a coder, I'm not a programmer. I had to learn
the language
of what you want it to do.
Yeah.
And there was no YouTube tutorials back then.
No.
Now everyone's doing it. Everyone's showing you how to do it.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. You were on the leading edge already because you started doing that program before anybody else. I heard anybody else talking about it.
It was there. It was in the background, and I knew about it. But I thought, any day now, 3ds Max is going to develop a real-time engine.
3ds Max is just dragging its feet. But they're not dragging their feet. They service the gaming industry, so they don't necessarily give a hoot about architects.
Well, it's not about even architecture. It's real-time computing. It's being able to, walk around your scene in real time. You drop a light in and it's in real time. Everything's you can instantly there. You can change that sofa instantly. You don't have to re-render. You don't
They're
have to
not prepared to do that yet.
And I think they've got a very good business model which ties you in with upgrades, and they make loads of money that way, but it's dead in the water as far as I'm concerned. I think Unreal Engine is, next level. And I'm so excited by it, and I'm so disappointed I haven't been able to get a job yet because I don't have a portfolio that's Unreal Engine.
Well, then, okay, so what would you have said to your younger self, knowing where you've come from now and how you've been able to achieve everything? What would you say to your younger self, and what would you say to others that, because it's not a straight trajectory,
Yeah.
so to speak?
I would say, number one, be prepared to graft. Be prepared to learn everything. Because when you're a 3D modeler or a visualizer, you have to be a director, a colour master of colour. You have to be a lighting specialist. You have to understand what computer's going to work and how it's going to work.
And you're basically saying that you didn't know any of this, you self-taught.
None of it. I knew none of it. I still don't know. I don't know if my computer breaks. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why it's broken. It's just overheated or not enough RAM or whatever. You need an IT guy, someone who understands stuff. I've got a guy that I see and he sorts me out because you can't know it all. You can't.
No, you can't.
Some people can. I can't. Some people can know it all.
Sometimes you have to give. What I learned was I like designing and I like being a director, but sometimes you just have to let certain things go that you can't do it.
Delegate. So the first lesson is be prepared to graft. Be prepared to learn something because you're going to have to learn it. And as much as you don't want to learn it, you have to have a basic understanding if that's just to be able to talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Number two, buy the best equipment you can afford because it's going to save you time. Slow computers, nobody does anything.
Cares.
Nobody cares.
If you're trying to freelance and your computer's slow, stop there.
Exactly. Also, outsource. You can outsource to your friends. You can outsource to studios. You can negotiate rates. You can, talk to people in the industry that you want to establish relationships with and get going. Start working with them.
I know you're saying this, and I know it sounds easy, but how easy is it to do what you've just said? I mean, yes, you did it when you went to the Business Design Centre, but what would you say to someone that maybe is like, I don't know, they've got a bit of imposter syndrome?
Do you think I had a portfolio when I went to the Business Design Centre? I had line drawings. Because we did line drawings, I had to scan in the line drawings to digitise them. That was my portfolio. Oh, I've scanned all this in, I've digitised it, put it into the computer, look. I didn't have visuals, I didn't have any of that. I had some early 3D Max renders that we'd set up from the... I was in the same position then that I am now, which is I just learned the software and it got rid of me, which is frustrating as hell. But nobody cares about your portfolio because you can learn it, and you can learn it, and you can demonstrate that you're prepared to work to get better at it. And you do that when you're young and hungry, and also surround yourself with smart people. I'm not joking. That's what Elon says. Surround yourself with the smart people you know you can learn from. Don't hang out with Dave who wants to go to Witherspoons every Friday night. Go and hang out with Sebastian who likes to go to the library and read science books. Because those people you're going to learn from.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with learning from people because then you can show them, they can learn from you. You can learn from each other. If you're going to surround yourself with people that you're not going to learn from, you're not going to get very far.
No. You're not.
And I hope that rubbed off a little bit on you.
I learned so much from you. I did.
At gunpoint.
But like I said, the different personalities taught me different ways of doing things. I got to see that certain personalities don't care, will be assholes completely.
I've worked with people like that. I've worked with people. You're stuck. Something's not happening. It's not working. So you go to the guy in the office that you know he knows it all.
Yeah.
And he's such rude and obnoxious and
indulgent,
smart-ass arsehole. And you say, look, this is happening, I don't know why. And he don't even look at you in the eye. They don't even answer, acknowledge you're there. You wait 2 minutes because you don't want to be rude. And you go, you know what? I don't need him. You just go and figure it out yourself. You do that 3 or 4 times and you figure it out yourself. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I don't want to be beholden to anyone.
No.
Our superior knowledge on something. So you know what? I'll go and figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's the same with everything I do now. Is I don't want to ask anyone if they help, unless I desperately need help. But I'm not going to rewire the electrics in my house.
But fair enough.
Pay somebody.
Yeah, of course.
But I think there's a point where it's good and bad, because those people are there to run the business. Like, you know, you said the leaders, the arseholes. They're there to run the business. It's the most efficient money-making machine they can make it. I know, because that's what I had to do. And then if you're constantly being bothered by stupid questions, then it becomes a problem. You just end up becoming rude. That's just fact. But it does teach self-reliance. It does teach... You show someone the first time, yeah, no problem. But if you don't write down what I'm saying, you're not going to get a second chance. And also, I hate to repeat myself. I'm not going to repeat myself. So either write it down... Oh, my
gosh.
Listen very carefully. This is what I said to this work experience kid I had a couple of weeks ago. I said, only 3 rules for me. 3 rules. I'm happy to talk to you.
Yeah.
Answer any questions.
Yeah.
But you've got to write stuff down.
Yeah.
And I won't be repeating myself.
Oh, bless the worst.
But that's the best lesson I can give him. I'm not going to keep answering his silly question, because he's not absorbing it, he's not listening.
But, there is that, but then from someone who was a little person and still kind of a little person now, I think that
Wait, talking about me?
Not me.
Oh, right, okay.
Gosh. When would that... Anyway, moving forward. I just kind of thought to myself, I need to be able to just make it happen for me.
Do you know what? When somebody said something to me once, and it's stuck with me, and it's true. There's a phrase. It goes, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And if you're nice and reasonable and respectful, people will help you. But if you're constantly asking the same question over and over again, you're not absorbing anything that they tell you, then you're annoying, and you're going to waste everyone's time. So tell me you haven't experienced that.
It has been...
because people don't, especially now, they don't listen.
What it is, I get days now that I'm like, oh, so this is what Dan goes through, this is what Christian went through, this is how it... I get more days like that now, and being in leadership means that you don't get to say everything you may want to say in the fashion that you think you want to say it. I've learned very much to talk less, don't talk when you're angry, and just give it some space, because no one cares.
Nobody cares. That's true. Nobody cares about you.
And as unfortunate as it is, you do need to toughen up, but the toughening up, it's sad and unfair that you have to learn it that way.
Yeah.
Because...
But that's the skill. That is the skill. Emotional maturity.
It is.
Toughening up. Not taking everything personally. That was the one thing I used to get really... You know, client doesn't like that tree. What? I spent hours cutting that. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't want a really old contact of mine. He runs a fantastic studio in France. He said once that a client came to him and they were doing a villa or some bar or restaurant, and there was a cocktail. They'd rendered a cocktail drink on the front, and it was like a pina colada or something.
And they didn't like it.
And the client said, "Can you get rid of the pina colada and replace it with a mojito?"
Oh.
And he went, "No." He said, "No, I'm not going to do that. That's a ridiculous request," to his client. And he said, "If you don't want it, you don't want it. I'm still going to charge you."
You guys are
And he had the... I wouldn't have ever thought, yeah, absolutely, no problem, boss, I'll change it for you straight away. What, do you want, mojito? Do you want 2 mojitos? No. You didn't specify what was going to go
You didn't
there.
specify initially.
And so, therefore, I've put something in that I think looks right. You aren't paying me, I'm the artist, I put that there. Composition, lighting and atmosphere, I'm listening to all of those things, and yet you want to change it because you don't like pina coladas. And he's right, he was right. I think he sacked the client and got paid. So you've got to stand your ground, you've got to defend your work, you've got to defend your process, your work. The workflow is, for me, the most important, to have a standardised but efficient workflow that
can work across studios.
You can adapt it across studios, and if you're not sharing workflows, you don't know a workflow, it becomes problematic.
So I think the takeaway for design students or creatives, understand and have a workflow. Figure out what it is, trial and error it.
What works for you, and then make that adapt to whatever
works for everybody.
Because every studio is going to have their own workflow, and you know, they may use a piece of software that you've never used before, and you've got to learn it.
Speaking of which, I had one of the when I left HKS, I had a job that I went to, and I got. So 2 places. There was one place they were like, you need to know Revit. I knew Revit, but I also didn't have enough access to Revit when you're no longer having a PC, and license for Revit is 700 plus. So I self-taught myself, and I did all the bits that I needed to do. I passed the Revit exam, got the job. The girl that was working with me had issues with me. Here's the thing, Photoshop, right? So we would have a workflow in HKS. You'd have all the layers and everything else, right? She said to me, open up the Photoshop file and just look at what we've done and copy that.
Okay.
I felt a little bit like, yeah, but I don't know none of the values. I don't know any of the things I'm gonna have to pick apart your layers before I understand that to do the new image. And how much time have I got?
Yeah.
Did the first one, showed it to her. I have some changes here and there, blah, blah, blah. Then we went to pick materials. And from fashion, I've been told I have a good eye, right? And like I said, when I was studying fashion and I said I'm going into interiors, they had an intervention for me. They said I was absolutely mad to leave fashion, that I was destined to be great and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, it comes too easily for me. I think I won't struggle. Not knowing.
What about now?
I picked struggle, all right. But it's like an athlete's, it's like being in an
athlete mentality.
Yeah, you get better,
Tenacious.
you get stronger.
You've got to get stronger mentally and stronger, because it's repetition.
Yeah.
You're repeating something but getting better at it. One of the things that inspired me was we went to, I think my school, college, when I was at college, they took us to Portrait Gallery or the National Gallery or whatever, and I saw the grand master work of Canaletto. He painted the Piazza St. Marco. It's in Venice. And he painted Venice, basically. And this was in the late 1700s.
Jesus.
And it looks like a proper render, beautiful rendering of, but done by a computer, but it wasn't. He painted
it was done by eye.
He did it by eye. He looked at every detail, where every edge caught light, and that was inspiring to me. And I said, "Oh, that's why I want to be an illustrator, architectural illustrator."
Well, see, I think this is what intimidated her a little bit, because I think my work was a little bit slightly different. I'm really good at understanding textural layers and stuff like that, and they'd have this high-end materials and the fabrics and the grains and stuff. So I looked at what they had in the office and did that. I got fired. I got fired for being too slow.
What?
After spending however many years with HKS, I got fired for being too slow. Then
That's not fair, because you've got to have a period of time where you adjust.
they weren't giving. She complained, but she said the same thing when she saw me arrange the materials and stuff. She was like, oh, "You've got expensive taste." I was like, "Oh, thank you." I thought it was a compliment. After that,
well, I kind of understand, because you know, this is the worst thing about the job is deadline. And no matter how fast you get, or how good you are, or how powerful your computer is, how much money the client spends, you never have enough time. You never have enough time. This is why it boggles my mind that places like Foster's or Björk or any of these fantastic architecture studios are able to deliver anything.
no, because they don't have a life.
Well, that's it.
They don't have a. I realized I like architectural assistant because it felt like a sweatshop. People weren't necessarily leaving at 6 p.m. and then
Oh no, they leave at 6 p.m, but they're not there the next week because everyone's looking at going, half day, is it? Half day? It's 6 o'clock, you've got to stay till 12.
literally, I checked the logbooks for when they would call taxis. They were calling taxis home at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I said no.
But this is well documented that basically it's human slavery that...
You don't pay me enough.
No, exactly.
You actually don't pay me
and
enough.
I've done it. I've been there. I know. And I had the money, but it doesn't mean anything.
No, do you know, what pains me is because I was a contractor at HKS for the whole time I was there. To do the hours I was doing, and I would do overtime and get paid for my overtime, to go back and do the same level of hour in another firm for like standardized corporate pay, you're asking for too much. I think I've done the trench work.
This is why I think I can't get a job, because they're going to think I'm too expensive. I'm going to leave at 6. I'm going to leave at 5 because I'm efficient, and I'm never going to work weekends. Never again. So.
Do you think they like us young and dumb?
They want you dumb. They need you dumb and young because you're going to do the graft. The architect's going to do the work. You're going to do the graft. That's what they want. They want, and they need that, and they feed on that, and they get it. Fresh students every year.
The mindset, though, like what becoming a professional Part 3 architecture mentor has really opened my eyes. I thought that the other students were having a better experience than me. But I'm actually realising that the fact that I had to dig under and below to get to where I needed to get to makes me a better architect than someone that was handheld, guided all the way, given all the cuddles and the hugs and all of that stuff.
And a London flat.
And a London...
Bursary at the AA. You can't compete with these people. But these are the people who will be running studios. Nobody likes to work for them. Nobody likes them. They're going to have money. They're going to be successful. But they're... The thing for me is, my life is no longer driven by money. It used to be.
I was going to say, what drives your passions now?
Just learning new things that I've not done. I've just learned to weld.
That's dope.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
You got the things on.
I'm restoring a classic car, so I wanted to learn to weld, to do it properly. This is why I've got all these burns.
Oh, bless you.
Because I keep burning myself, on it. But it's something that is... It's real hands-on.
Yeah.
It has direct feedback. Oh, that was a good weld. Oh no, that was terrible. It's not going to be strong enough to hold that, or whatever. And I miss that direct feedback. When you send an image off, or you're waiting all night for a render, you've got to wait for the architect to look at it. Then you've got to wait for the client to look at it, and you've got to wait for the committee to look at it.
And everyone's going to
every 3 weeks later, you go, no, they don't like it. They want to change it. So you're back to square one again. Yeah. Whereas with welding, it sounds really stupid, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the feedback it gives me, the immediacy of it, and the fact that I'll be able to drive the car and it's done. You know, it's mine. I'm doing it. It's for me. It's not for anyone else. And generally just trying to make up for all the people that I upset when I was always angry. It's a bit of a what's that? There's a TV show where he has to go back and apologise to all the people that he upset. I can't remember what it's called. But, you know, just doing this... So this weekend, it was Reigate Festival, and it was a jazz festival.
Nice.
And they had... The high street was full of jazz musicians, and I went down there and I had... we went out for my friend's birthday and we had drinks and we jazz dancing, and it was just like fun. Fun stuff. I want to do fun stuff. That's all I want to do now.
So you've done corporate. You're done with corporate.
I'm so done with it. I'm done with it. Don't get me wrong. I miss the money. I miss the banter. Your friends.
But then that comes with being in... Not every studio gives you that level of banter and freedom.
I've been very lucky, actually. I've worked in places where we had really, really... You know, it's the people you work with... It's that marine mentality. I'm going to stay late because you're staying late, and we need to get this project done because you've committed to it. I want to help you, you help me. And that's how it started with the studio. Vionics, it was like we all help each other to make this a success. And then that slowly gets... You don't want it to, but it becomes...
Corporate.
Eroded and corporate and BS, worrying about stuff you shouldn't even give two monkeys about. You know, it's... And we just thought we could do it all. You can't. You need a marketing guy. You need an accountant. You need a HR person to deal with people's BS. You know, I don't want to be sitting there. I've got a deadline, and someone goes, "Oh, my uncle's had a heart attack, and I need to leave this afternoon. We're on a deadline. This has got to be done today." Blah blah blah. Oh, okay, go. Bye. See you You know, you have
And
to
then
deal
they
with that sort
feel
of stuff.
slighted that you haven't given enough
Well, yeah,
emotional feedback.
Surprisingly, the uncle always had a heart attack on a summer's day, on a beautiful summer's day, when they could be out. Because we would work people would stay, we'd stay late. They felt like they had to stay late, but that wasn't the way to do it. But we had been programmed that way, and you know, it's your name, your product that's being delivered on time, and there's no way you can't change that.
But do you think that creates burnout?
Yeah.
And I feel like it creates more cogs, more wheel, like you slot in, you're good at this specialism, and this is what you're going to get.
What tends to happen is if you take ownership of your position as the director or the boss or whatever you want to call them, the creative, you assess how long is it, right, it's the deadline. The deadline is Friday, 5 o'clock. This person's off sick tomorrow. There's 3 images that need to be done. I need them to work on this thing. That other person's leaving early because they've got a birthday, whatever.
Yeah.
So you're going, right, all right, I'll do it. It'll be me. I'll stay late and do it because I've got to deliver it.
Yeah.
You can't, as soon as you start saying, oh, I'm so sorry, the deadline, I'm going to miss this.
Hell no.
You do that.
You're
never going to get your work.
Yeah.
So you have to deliver. And I like that. I like that pressure, but there's a certain amount of pressure that you can handle. No. But if you're on it, you know, we were on it for 10 years like that. Every day was like that. It wasn't not one single minute of rest.
Do you know what? HKS shapes my mindset so well that when I had to set up the team and the client raised her own concerns, I said to myself, we're getting this job done. It doesn't matter. There was no way we were not going to deliver the tender documents. And I remember one of the employees that we got on the team, the first 2 days that she'd done with us, she looked flushed. And I thought, what do you mean she's flushed? This is what, I've been doing this for...
Get ready.
How do you mean? Like, and then it was like, oh my God, I think I'm a workaholic. Because literally, she looked like she'd been through the ringer. And I was like, but this is what we do. So I'm not sure. Do you think that the industry needs to kind of adjust?
It will never change. It will never change.
You think it's just going to be the same with the...
It's always going to be like that. And I'll tell you why. Because they've made an announcement. You've seen this thing about the line in Saudi Arabia. It's basically massive 400-kilometre long city, vertical city.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Totally ridiculous project, right? Totally ridiculous.
It's like they're waiting for the end of the world to make a sub-colony in a line that supports everybody.
If anybody... This is Interstellar.
Yeah, not Interstellar, but yeah, literally, it's like a Noah boat.
It is. Only the rich people are going to be there. And you're basically making a castle. You're making a castle in the line, and then all the slums are going to be built around the castle, because that's what happens. They've got a deadline for the line. The deadline, 2030.
2030?
Yeah.
For that whole development?
5 years.
I have seen what they're proposing.
So there's a deadline, right?
Sorry.
I know now why they call it a deadline. Because you end up dead. You'll get paid, but you end up dead. There's no point spending the money. You can't spend the money if you're dead.
No one cares about your RSI. No one cares if you lose your fingers.
Because they've got shareholders, they got, investors, they've got people that are waiting to see stuff built. They're pouring all this money into it, and I just can't believe I watched a documentary about how they built the Burj Khalifa. These massive piles into the ground. And it was 5 years work preparing the ground there and the thing, and then the thing went shot straight up. Yeah. And then you think, surely, it took, how long did it take to build the Colosseum? 40 years?
And they just...
And he's still standing. I don't think the Burj Khalifa is going to be still standing in 20 years. No,
there is a problem in terms of what I consider the longevity of a building these days. I don't think they're as sturdy as they used to be.
But there's no money in it. Unless it's like the Millennium Dome, which was only supposed to be there for 10 years or something, and then they kept it, investors bought it, and turned it into this place. But there are some projects that are amazing, like the wheel. That was only supposed to be there for 10 years or so, and then it became so popular that it stayed. Eiffel Tower was one of those things. The Crystal Palace was one of those things, but it burnt down. And all of these things that are built now, and I don't believe they're built to last. I believe they're built to serve a purpose for a 25-year purpose, and then knock it down, sell it, move on next. Nothing's made to be permanent anymore, and it's a shame because there's some fantastic architecture. I still love architecture. I still love, looking at the latest projects on AJ and design and stuff, and it's just frustrating that the way you get there is through basically being ground into mincemeat in a machine that doesn't care about you.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to change with professional architecture mentors.
Hopefully that changes, but I just don't see it happening. And I know why, because everyone wants to please the client, and the client is demanding, and they're paying, and it's their money. They've got to.
But I think it also starts with the decision to want to start a studio that's different.
True.
The decision to want to have a studio that feels like a family, where, yes, you have to work hard and blah, 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 but the meanness associated with it.
I mean, what did we say earlier? You've got to be an arsehole to succeed. You've got to. I've never met a really nice person that's very successful.
Really?
Never.
Really?
Yeah. Never. You can't afford to be nice.
I don't think it's the fact that you shouldn't be nice. I think someone that we both, head of interiors for HKS, what I learned about that individual is he just let everything run off his shoulders. No.
Oh,
Nothing penetrated. The attitude.
I'm not going to say anything, but...
Nothing. It was just... with clients, he was...
Perfect.
A shoo-in.
Yeah.
But then when it came back to being in the office, it seems like he rubbed people the wrong way. But
he was a deflector. Very, very talented deflector. He would sit there and, that's great, yeah. Of course, no, we can do that. And then, what do you think about what they've said? And then you'd answer the question for him. He wouldn't answer the question. I saw that so many times in the meetings. I thought, genius, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to look at the lowest paid person in the room. I'm going to ask them what their opinion is, so they answer the
Oh my God.
And that's what it did. That's what was done. And it was perfect. It was like watching a master. It was brilliant. These are the skills you develop.
No, literally. I learned so many different things from the different characteristics, and then I just poured them into myself and just channeled the best parts.
Well, you show the parts that are going to get results. So, yeah, I mean, it's 30 years I was doing visualization, 30 years, and I loved it, but I also really hated it. I loved the creativity of it, having to take someone's vision from their brain and their drawings and make it reality.
It's a beautiful process.
Which is the process I got when I saw the paintings on a school trip, college trip. I said that existed in the 1700s and somebody's painted it. And it takes me straight back there. And I was fortunate enough to go to Venice, and it's beautiful.
Still the same thing.
Spectacular, yeah.
Lovely.
And I think back then that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Create people's visions.
That's what inspired you.
Yeah, that's what inspired me. And I thought, if I get paid for this, is even better.
Yeah.
So, but it changes. The job changes. You don't, like you've discovered, you don't end up doing the things you love to do, and you turn into a bitter, angry, frustrated.
Well, no.
Well,
I've chosen. I've chosen.
I was going down that path.
Yeah, Christian, you were like.
I was like,
you were getting there, and you would.
Don't get angry with her. It's the management won't get any time for us to spend time. And it was a tough time, but a good time. Good time.
We had fun. I enjoyed it with you. It was a great time.
It was a great time. It's not coming back,
It's
unfortunately.
not. You can't get it back. I tried to go back in and think like, would you employ me again?
I'm a bit nostalgic about it because
I am fully nostalgic
I
about
wouldn't
it.
go back and work in a corporate office because it's the politics and the wokeism and everything else is just too much.
The wokeism.
Am I wrong? Because my generation is out.
What do you mean your generation is out?
I'm the Gen Zs. We're the ones lucky ones, born in the 70s to 2000s. We're the lucky ones, apparently.
You guys are made of tougher skin than the generations below you, but I think it also comes with suppressed trauma as well.
Probably.
A little bit of suppressed trauma, and we just have to get on with it, Whereas I think the younger generation that's coming into employment now, and you kind of saw it in certain characteristics of people that came in through our doors and went out through the revolving doors very quickly based off of how they rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah. The only way you stay employable, is you've got to get on with people.
Yeah.
And people are good and bad, and you've got to navigate that. It's very hard. And I get it now, because some people... my brother actually was diagnosed recently with OCD, ADHD or something like that. He's a fitness freak. He loves it, but he doesn't talk to people. He doesn't even talk to me. He doesn't talk to his brothers or his mum. He sends pictures of cats. He doesn't communicate.
Aww.
And I'm like, what are you? Who are you? What's happened?
And we're the same siblings.
And yeah, we're the same. And I just don't get it, because I've got a big family of 5 brothers, and mum shows love through food. And,
I love your mum.
she feeds everyone, and I love it. But we're always a communicative family.
Yeah.
We always talk, and he's not
like that
anymore. And I think it's this time we're in where it's communication. We've got all the best tools in the world to communicate, but people still can't communicate. The idea of walking into a bar and talking to someone you fancy.
Oh, apparently that's gone out the. Apparently that doesn't even happen anymore.
No, I just don't get that. That's not good for your future employment. You've got to be able to. They call it soft skills now. Soft skills. You've got to have these soft skills.
To be a people person.
People person, yeah. Not a pleaser, but you've got to be able to get on with different people at different levels.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important skill, and that's something you don't.
You don't. No, you don't.
You've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Along with everything else.
Yeah. Well, I would like you to share. Well, saying that, do you have socials?
I'm not on the socials, because this happened with what's that work one? What's the work social?
LinkedIn.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just kept getting contacted by randoms. Do you want to try this new product? It's a 3D pen that makes... I'm like, no. Or recruiters, I've got this great job for you. You sound perfect for the role of box designer at a tin factory. No. So I don't believe in the social.
You're a more in-people person.
Talk to me face to face, like we're doing now.
Yeah.
And we can come to an agreement on whether I'm coming to work for you or not. Because I've got masses of experience, fantastic portfolio, run my own studio, been the head of a studio, worked for the best 3G CGI. If I can't get a job at my age, because of it exists ageism. It really does. Because I wouldn't employ me.
Why wouldn't you employ me?
Because I'm too old.
You're an asshole.
And I'm an asshole now, so. No, but
you wouldn't employ me. Well, now you understand it then.
But the thing is that you have now access to everything you could ever want to be or do. You can learn to well. I learned to well through watching some YouTube videos, and then I did a course. And you can learn Unreal. You can learn, director of movies. You do anything online. You can learn it. Well, the problem with that is, as I found out, is you have to sift through hours of BS, hours for that 3-minute segment of knowledge that you may or may not get. Yeah. And unfortunately, that's the YouTube world, that's the online world we're in. Whereas before, you could go to someone who knew what they were doing, ask them a question and learn.
If they were willing to not gatekeep.
Exactly. But now, gatekeeping is a career progression thing, I think.
Sounds very...
which is sad, but also when you've got access to this much information and power at the moment, maybe gatekeeping is important. Maybe it's an important skill to have because you're losing that power that you have as a gatekeeper because everybody's giving it away for free online.
Yeah, but architects have already given their powers away, I feel.
I've never understood it because you walk into a lawyer's office, he's going to have a 10-minute chat with you. It's going to cost you £80.
I know.
You walk into an architecture studio, the client will be there all afternoon.
No, because they don't... what I realised, not from being an architect, but just in sales, architects don't understand business. The idea of going out... The reason why there's so many part ones and part twos looking for a job is because no one knows how to go out and get work for themselves.
Well, you can't get work without a portfolio.
Well, no, but then in the early days, I remember people like the interior designers that used to be in like Epsom and stuff like that. They said that they would just get together and have studios and find work and collaborate. I don't think that level of collaboration that they used to have in the early days when, you know, Vivienne Westwood was coming up, that camaraderie still happens. And I think we're starting to try and build it with the cohorts of us that have chartered and create that kind of studio mentality, because really we are going to be the next generation of people that can either be the people that assist to make the changes in the industry, or you don't have a seat at the table. And I don't...
Well, you're the generation, the metaverse generation, right? You're going to be designing hotels on Mars. So you've got to think that the thing about that is you could design a hotel on Mars or the moon, right? And you could put it out there.
There was a girl that was at the RCA. She did a proposal for NASA, like a project in space. NASA went and took her on.
So we did the Mexico spaceport for Virgin at Foster's. The images went global. So you just pick a project. You just pick something you want to do. I was thinking about a project that I wanted to do.
Which is?
It's like have you ever been to Zermatt? Zermatt is a town in the Swiss Alps.
Oh no, it's too cold.
Right, you got right. I snowboard, so it was and there they've got electric transport everywhere, right?
Okay,
Little electric buses. And I thought, wouldn't it be awesome if they had like a figure of 8 electric tramway or little bucket thing that went around the Thames but changed over at Blackfriars and came back round Greenwich. And I was going to do a visual and animation of all of this tramway going around.
You should, because they have that in Croydon.
Well, it's a similar, but they're trams.
Yeah.
But this is like a little 2-passenger or 4-passenger. Yeah. So I went to Mazda carbon neutral city in Abu Dhabi, which is one of the first projects that started by Home Studio. And there they've got these little electric cars that drive themselves around the city.
The track. In their own track.
No track. This little electric car just drives it. So you get in it.
Okay.
And it just drives you around. And it comes back. I thought, why can't we have that in London? It's not crazy.
Who wants to program it? We should work on it.
All right, let's keep talking. But I think that idea, if you put it on Instagram or you put it out on, you can put things up.
Would you know I just Christian?
Oh, yeah, who for?
I'm the founder of Design Associates Africa.
Okay.
So, you should check it out on the website.
Link me up.
It's on my website now. I've finished it on the weekend, and I've spent the last 3 months writing all the government frameworks and governance.
Charity work.
Literally, I will send you the proposal.
All right, cool. The interesting thing about do you remember the job that we did at HKS for the maternity centre?
Yeah, with Dan, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was really a good, interesting project. I enjoyed doing that. I remember doing something for Médecins Sans Frontières as well, which was a sports and youth centre. So, I mean, absolutely, if it's a way to... When the recession was on, we offered the studio out for charity work, and we got loads of proposals to do things like that.
Well, yeah, it's regenerative architectural work. But basically, it's the tab on Studio RDN-x, but it's now right at the top. Okay. I'll show you after.
All right, cool.
But this has been an absolute pleasure.
No,
I mean, I enjoyed working with you, but I feel like I've gotten behind the curtains. The workings of Christian's mind outside of work.
Well, you know, I am proud of myself.
You should be.
I do pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
Because nothing's been handed to me. I had to graft for everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to university, couldn't afford it. Single parent, 4 kids, not possible. And which is fine. I think it's made me much more resilient. And like I said before, you know, I won't ask anyone for help unless I really need it. I'll figure it out myself. So for that, I'm proud of myself, and I think that's the one takeaway from this is to trust your gut and have that can-do attitude. Nothing is beyond
your reach.
It's
all about
really
mindset.
go for it, yeah. But don't burn out. Don't kill yourself over it. I mean, life's to be lived, and that's what I'm doing now. I did go through that whole focus on just working and non-stop. But it's the nature of the job is you're constantly learning anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you master one thing and there's something new's come up which is better and faster and cheaper. So you've got to master that. Although I still wouldn't bother with what's that stupid program?
What?
SketchUp.
No, I use SketchUp like a pro now. I use SketchUp like a pro. Model. But my workflow now is technical CAD stuff is Revit or ArchiCAD because I can quickly use ArchiCAD. Rhino for real conceptual stuff. Grasshopper is a plugin to script some stuff. But rendering in D5 because it's quick. And it has the twin motion.
Is that a real-time render?
Yeah.
And you can move around while it's rendering? Yeah. Cool.
So you just plug in the stuff, and then they've also got their inbuilt assets that is to that standard as well.
That was the thing about twin motion.
Yeah.
Is the assets that they've got pre-loaded in the software.
Work
drag
really
and drop
well.
straight away. You don't have to do any work.
No, because that's what the question for me was: do I have the time to fix these models and then go into architectural brain and design and do all? I don't.
No.
I don't. So I have to pick.
Yeah.
So I do a little bit of stuff, but I'll enjoy the detailing and I'll be able to render bits. Actually, I'll show you the bar that we rendered for the project. It's due to come out, don't worry.
All right, cool.
Where can people find you should they want to find you?
I'm usually hanging out in Reigate at the Jazz Festival. No one's going to want to find me. You find me at 3DS London.
Well, do you know
Sometimes
what? We will at some point... Well, no.
I have a freelance business that I run. I can give out my email for that.
Okay, that's fine. And we would like to call you in, or the School of Architecture, to talk about rendering stuff and at least getting the students into like...
Are you serious?
Yeah, into like the mindset of workflows and stuff.
I would love that, yeah.
Love it.
I think architecture school doesn't talk about rendering. Doesn't focus on rendering.
It doesn't.
Focuses on architecture and
need to.
technical stuff. The problem is the world is a rendering world. The client isn't going to look at your 2D drawings.
No one cares about it.
They want to look at the animation movie or the stills.
So we want to put a workshop together that basically teaches them to orientate themselves. Because for me, I didn't have that information, and then I chose to learn it because of the way HKS operated. And even within HKS, like the design team may have had a slightly different workflow from education or from sports, but they would all still feed back into you. So I would see you get frustrated.
And they would all have their own workflows.
Yeah, and so I wanted to understand how they all plug in together so that when I run my own practice, I can streamline it. So.
Yeah, no, I'll be more than happy. I used to, when I was at college, I used to teach people how to technical draw as well.
Yay.
And I've had these children, it sounds really weird, but our friends' kids come to me for work experience.
Love it.
And I try to get them into, they play Fortnite, but I said, you know what software makes Fortnite?
Right.
Unreal Engine. You learn Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
But they're not interested. They just want to play it. So yeah, I mean,
You're open to mentorship.
I'm open to mentorship, and I think it's kind of my natural next progression thing, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Cool.
I don't get angry anymore, as angry as I used to. But no, I think it'll be awesome to do that if you think I've got anything to offer.
I do. I think you're an amazing guy. Your character may not be to everyone's palate, but I think for what you bring to the table, you've earned it.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you very much
have
for
a lot of
asking me on.
respect for you.
I didn't think my little stories would be of any interest, but yeah.
Oh, your stories were always of interest.
The thing is, this is the PG version.
No, that's why I'm laughing for most of our conversation, because I know that you're adjusting it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to bring down the tone. This is a classic podcast. But yeah, awesome. I'm so happy that you've found this. I mean, it was always going to happen, really.
It was. I mean, to be
I
fair.
know you were doing voiceovers as well and stuff. I
And
thought,
music.
This is definitely this is your lane, the podcasting and architecture, and, you know, helping to break down the barriers of secret knowledge that you need to know in order to
And
make
boy, is it secret knowledge. It's like Masonic.
It is. No, I never understood why people went to Koch school to learn Latin. What are you going to learn Latin for? You're never going to speak.
When I went
it's
to
a
the
secret thing. You speak with your little
when I got
mates.
to the RCA, I realised that public education, as much as I'm grateful for going to public school, when I got to the RCA and then they just spoke to you differently. There were conversations that you would never, ever, ever get in a public university. And we got it at the RCA, and it cost me 20 grand and those 2 10-hour. I didn't have any savings, so I worked that money through HKS. 20k.
But it got you here.
It got me here. Yeah.
And you're qualified. You've delivered
I
projects.
am.
So
I am.
you've been through the graft.
And I've delivered a grade 2 listed building, and I'm so proud of it.
You should be. You should be. I haven't delivered a grade 2 listed building.
Ain't ya?
No.
No, but...
I visualise the world, but not.
You visualise the world, and I think the other little thing that I got is that my facade design is what Cap Med's building. You didn't know that?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I've done my bit.
Well, you can put yourself out there in order to get something done, haven't you? So, yeah, then you should be proud of yourself as well, because it's not easy.
No.
I can't even imagine, let's not even put race into it, but I can't even imagine if it's even doubly harder. But we live in a world of strange things.
After chartering, I then started looking at the other black women, because it's only, 0.04% of black women that charter as architects.
I can guarantee you there's 0 Chileans doing that.
If we checked all the stats, no, but I got to employ a Brazilian girl as part of the team.
That dancing pole in
Huh?
the... Oh, just...
No.
Good, she got employed as an architect. Awesome.
She got employed as a visualizer, and she was amazing.
Well, this is what I'm saying, is there's talent now all over the world.
Yep.
And you're not... Before, when I was learning the trade, I had competition. My only competition was London, people in London.
Yeah, no, now you are competing against
You
the world.
compete against global people in Vietnam, Taiwan, China, Russia, all over the world. Talent like I've never seen talent like that. It's so good, the work. Some of the work blows my mind. But, you know, just because there's talent doesn't mean everyone's going to make it.
No, and that is the truth.
And not everyone's as resilient or as hard or can handle criticism or doesn't take ownership of their emotions and blah. All these other skills that you're breaking down with this.
Yeah. No, because I had to start. I felt like I was the only one at some point, and then I was like, no, I'm sure there's similar stories. And then I just realised, no, just need to send the whole elevator down. Screw the idea that it has to be one person or another person or male or female. Like, everyone needs this info, and I'm just going to share.
Some people are lucky that they get to meet
people that are willing to
collaborate and share
Yeah.
and be part of something that
Yeah.
makes it, take it forward. That's what I could never understand about how bands get together. Because it's so frustrating, music and finding your groove and working with somebody else. And, you know, bands like
Would you know
the Rolling
what?
Stones have been together for so long, they're so successful. How do they do that without losing their minds?
You just have to completely be tenacious. Remember, I'd started sharing my music with you guys back then, and now I'm fully in the studio now on every Saturday.
Have you got a time machine?
Yeah.
How'd you get the time to do any of this?
No, because I said my creativity needs to pay me,
Okay.
and I have to depend on that. I have to believe that. I'm precision focused on that. And 25 years to become an architect, I don't think there's anything impossible for me to do at this point now. I just think it's a matter of mindset, although I'm sure there are people around me that would tell me that I need to stop trying to take over the world, but architects build the world.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Don't stop. You will get tired of it, but don't stop while you've still got the energy.
You feed yourself in different ways. You can't do it all.
I know that.
You can just pick.
You can pick the things that you're going to get the... No, that's cherry picking. You can't pick the easiest stuff. I like picking some
I never
hard
pick
things.
low-hanging fruit.
No, because that's what everyone else is doing. You've got to pick the harder stuff.
Yeah.
And you've got to learn from it. If you're not learning from it, then there's no point doing it.
Well, architectural legislation is important. The back end of this, all of this.
That doesn't interest me enough to continue this.
No, but I love politics and architectural politics and geopolitics and the bankers and finance, and it's all connected.
You're trying to rule the world. You can't rule the world. These are all their own monsters.
They are.
They have their own agendas and their own players.
And the problem was, I did system networks as my part 2 studio. So I literally want to know how all they work together.
The thing is, though,
and how facetious and how...
Foster and Partners became a powerhouse of architecture through time.
Yeah.
And talent and tenaciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get noticed for stuff, and then...
Well, that's the whole point.
But that's taken 60 years. 50, 60 years. Norman's now 90-something. He's still going.
No, but that's the whole point. I envision myself being old and still lecturing. Because why not? If you're good at something...
2 words, AI.
But I'm already doing AI.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you the real Renata?
I'm going to show you some of my renders, and then we're going to compare whether you think they're good enough or not.
Oh, don't put me on the spot.
We're talking now. Okay, we could do this quickly. Just quickly before we end the show, showing Christian something that I rendered for his feedback in real time. This is going to be hilarious. This is going to be hilarious.
Why? It's a bar, right? You said it was a bar?
Oh, you mean... Okay, so...
Oh, I don't know.
Give me a second, I can show you, it's fine. It's
so
on...
Are you finding work, you're able to get work through your website or through your Instagram or through your networking?
I am doing a bit of everything.
Oh, right.
I had actually decided to leave London when I actually got this project.
Right.
So that's the house.
Okay.
And
that's a render?
No, that's the house, the actual,
wow.
the actual site. And then that's the bar. And
that's your render?
yeah.
That's pretty good. That's not AI?
No.
It's not Mid-Journey?
No. This is D5, modelled.
You've modelled everything, but you rendered it outsourced?
D5, yeah.
Awesome.
So that's being currently built in that house that I just showed you. So that's the level of...
So we're going to the opening party, right?
see if she invites us. That was AI.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah.
See, I've played with it, but...
Does it give you those...
It does. It's not creative. It's soulless to me. I'll tell you why, because...
It's how you explain it.
Well, that's it. Language, right? It's just a language thing. And you feed it with images.
No.
Is this ChatGPT or is this...
This is Mid-Journey.
Mid-Journey, okay.
Yeah.
And it was just lounge, soft lighting, leather seats.
You have to talk about it like that. You've got to talk about it with technical words, so technical photography.
Right.
You know, whether it's
4x3,
4x3,
right.
3x2, 16, 19, whatever, like
all the thirds, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then
I haven't played with it enough.
all the HDR lighting. You just explain the types of technical words.
And it will do it.
Yeah.
See, I didn't believe it because it's too good. It can't be that good. It can't be.
It has evolved visually but the language, you have to learn how to do it. Because if I show you what I was doing earlier 2 years ago compared to this...
And you're not adding any images to that? You're not adding texture finishes? You're not adding...
Texture finishes?
Like wood, stain or...
I might give an example of something, but not all the way. Let me see if I can show you something quickly. No. Oh yeah, so hold on. That's the non-profit arm. That is something that I rendered.
Crikey, you have learnt something, haven't you? Did I help you get there?
That is Midjourney.
That can't be.
Yeah, that is. That is 2 years of Midjourney now.
But how do you give it scale? How do you say that table is 450mm off the floor and that is going to be a beige wood and...
You describe it...
You don't feed a plan in or anything.
You don't feed a plan in, but you give references. So you can say Zaha, you can say Heatherwick, you can...
See,
because it's already been programmed.
That's why the job isn't going to exist in 5 years.
No, but it is because you have to understand the fundamentals. You can't just... I feel like I use it as an architect that can model.
Do you use it to brief others, or do you use that as your final presentation
No,
material?
I don't use it as my final presentation. Right. I use it as early conceptual work to tell the story, or what I've been doing is modelling in SketchUp, quick rendering in SketchUp, exporting that out, then taking what I've done in SketchUp, importing it in to Midjourney, and then talking to Midjourney and saying, spit out more concepts for me on that. So it cuts down my reiteration process.
How many points does that cost you? Because Midjourney, you have to buy points.
Oh, I pay the
license thing.
I pay the £79
for a year or
no per month.
Wow. Okay, so it's quite expensive. Yeah. But the results.
The renders, an average render takes what? At 3K to render.
Depends on your machine, but let's say
A2 size.
Let's just say 3 hours.
3 hours, right.
This does it in 14 seconds.
Literally, right. And then cuts down my process time so that...
As an iterative tool, it's fantastic.
Yes, but for the final stuff...
You're not sending final renders to it because you outsource that to somebody who can...
Well, I either do it myself or I model it up to the point that I want it, render it up to a place that I'm happy, then send it out to do the final high-end parts because I just don't have the time.
Is that the fun bit?
The Midjourney part? Yeah. No, because I like modelling. Yeah. I actually still like modelling.
I like the conceptualisation of the image and putting it all together. That's...
I actually got FOMO when I was leading the team. And I low-key started feeling jealous that they were like able to like sit there and do the other bits because I was dealing with the client or going to source this. Or and I was just like, well, Renata, you wanted to be a director, so get over it. Yeah. You have a team that's doing your ideas.
Also, if they're doing it well enough, you're still going to enjoy it because they're making your vision come to life,
Exactly. I had to stop because maybe I would have turned into the arsehole boss that's just like, I want you to do the work, but I want to do the work. So I had to just get over that.
Oh, you've got to leave early? Don't worry, I'll finish the model.
Like an absolute psycho. No, it doesn't work like that. Yeah. But it's been an absolute pleasure, Christian.
Thank you very much.
I would like to invite you back onto the show.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
What should I talk about?
Well, we can just touch in about 6 months' time and see what's happening in life.
I'm here for you.
Love it.
I'm here for you. It's not too far. We should talk about this mentoring thing, because I quite like the idea of that.
Get you tapped in.
But that means I might have to start doing a bit of Midjourney or AI, getting. Well, you know what? You can get fatigue from learning. Did you know this?
Yeah.
You've got so much information you're absorbing. You just don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
But if it's producing stuff like that, it's going to be fun.
We are going to have fun. Don't worry. We'll make it all sorted out.
Thank you. I've enjoyed this.
It has been a pleasure.
Can you make it look skinny in the green screen?
We will do everything we can to make this look.
Hair,
Christian, I love the grey hair. I love it.
I actually own it. I embrace it.
You do. Silver fox.
It shows my wisdom.
Of course. So, like we like to say, take what you need, leave what you don't. But it's been an absolute pleasure. And we will be seeing you on the other side. And I look forward to seeing Christian in our mentorship workshops and everything like that. You can find Musings Behind the Creative on Instagram at Musings Behind the Creative. You can also find us at Studio RDN-x. And we will have loads more shows coming forward. We have loads of collaborations with different students, different architects, different practices. And Pam will be in conjunction with us. So we look forward to seeing you on the other side. Have a good one.
Thanks very much.